Rice back out to long. As you said, Magic, you can't beat the Bulls with jump shots.
No, you can't, because they're going to run and get an easy basket off their transition game if you shoot jump shots on them.
Jordan with Askins. Second-year man from Alabama, Askins. Michael. Rebound Livingston.
Boy, they can beat you in so many different ways and so many different people.
Hansen and a whistle against the Bulls. Steve Smith, great pick, the 5th player selected in last year's draft. His mother died of cancer in early February, Mother Bell, and he wears her memory with him every time he plays, dedicating his efforts. It really was a tough one emotionally for him to overcome.
Yes, just like anybody, lose your mom, especially when things are just starting to go, you reach your dream and go. Good jumper by Glenn Rice. I mean, you make it to the NBA, you want your mom and your dad, everybody to share with you, and unfortunate that she passed away. But before she passed away, she could be proud of her son making it to the NBA.
Hansen to Livingston. And that'll be called a jump ball. Scott Williams and Grant Long. Williams, former North Carolina Tar Heel.
Right there, that both players were being aggressive, going after the ball, and they just fall to the ground. Right now, with 4:40 to go, Miami Heat must try to get this game down to about 10 points to try to go into the locker room, feel a lot better about themselves if the game is at 10 points. But if they're up 18 or 20, it's going to be difficult for them to come back in the second half on the board.
Another assist for Michael Jordan. Cliff Livingston has 4.
There goes that man again, Michael Jordan, on an excellent pass to Cliff Livingston, and for the easy 2.
4 assists now for Michael. Brian Shaw unable to connect. Here come the Bulls. Livingston, 2 in a row. He'd like to play more, but this team is so good, he's getting just spot duty.
Well, if I was him, I would be happy with the time that I'm getting, because I know that I might be in line for another championship ring. So he shouldn't worry about that playing time.
3:46 remaining in the opening half. Timeout Miami. In the intermission, the crowd recognizing Magic Johnson's presence. And you're getting used to that sort of thing, aren't you?
Well, it's nice. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank all the fans. Thank you.
Glenn Rice, who likes to shoot from long range, has his 8th point.
Glenn is going to have to become more and more aggressive here to get the Miami Heat back into the game.
Pippen is back in, and there's Jordan drawing the foul. Glenn Rice, second in the NBA in making three-point shots and leading all those teams, including Chicago, as a team hitting three-pointers. Vernon Maxwell of Houston led the league, and Rice was second with a 155.
Well, I tell you, Glenn has really developed into an excellent shooter. He's really, every year it seems like he's gotten better and better. And he wants to improve. He wants to get better. As he was telling us yesterday, he feels he needs to work on putting the ball on the floor to be a much complete player.
Look at that. Jordan gets his own rebound and draws another foul. So quick.
Dick, let me tell you, this is why, the reason why that you always have to pay attention to Michael Jordan. He shoots, he sees the ball's coming off, he comes right back, double clutches, and goes in for the layup. I tell you, fans, whenever the Bulls are on TV, this is why you always gotta tune in, because you never know what you might miss. I don't care who they're playing. You never know what you might miss, because he might do one of the greatest plays ever in that particular game.
He's still in the laboratory. He's still working on creating new material.
Yeah. every day.
Three-point play created out of his own hustle. Almost another turnover. Cycling off the side of the board, and it ricocheted right through his own hands.
Well, I don't like this in terms of the Miami offense against the trap, because you got two big men trying to handle the basketball. One almost turned it over in Grant Long the first time, then he threw it to Slightly, and he did turn it over.
Horace Grant working inside. He has 8. This is just an early Showtime edition now for Chicago in the first half. He played them tough for a half. On Friday night, it was only 7 points at the intermission.
Well, the Chicago players were not pleased with their effort and their play.
Grant with a rejection. Cycling draws the foul.
Coming back to that, the Bulls players were not happy with their play on Friday, and I think they're just making a statement not only to the Miami Heat, but to everybody out there in the league that, hey, they're ready to play.
Foul was on Michael Jordan, his second. Cycling at the line.
You know, they probably got tired of watching Portland run up and down on the Lakers and dunk all day, and they wanted to show the world that they can do the same thing.
Well, they lost only 2 the entire playoffs last year. A 2-point defeat to Philadelphia, 2-point loss to the Lakers to open the NBA Finals. What was the turning point there, Magic? Part of it I know was Worthy not being 100%.
Well, we needed James Worthy's 25, 26 points if we were going to be able to really compete with the Chicago Bulls. And without him, that made an easy series for the Chicago Bulls in terms of beating us 4-1. Especially with their defense. You must have low post players that can deliver down low if you're going to beat the Bulls.
Well, you saw Jordan's great hands there with a one-handed catch. Grant loses it to Askins. Rice for 3, partially deflected by Pippen and out of bounds to Miami. What team physically, in terms of the makeup of their team in the playoffs, would be the toughest match for the Bulls?
Well, on the East, it would have to probably be Boston or Cleveland. And then overall, it's going to probably be Portland.
Rice for 3. Rebound Scott Williams.
Those are the 2 teams I'm picking for the final, Portland and Chicago.
No basket. Even should it have gone in. Foul against Brian Shaw, his 3rd. And the penalty goes to Michael Jordan. Now Jordan, who led the league again with his 30.1 average. And just quietly here in this game, he's on a 30-point pace, and yet the other players have been the stars. He's set up the teammates, but he's making hay at the line. He's now 5 for 7 from the stripe and looks for his 17th point.
But no question he's going to win the MVP again this season. He had a great season, and looks like he's off to a good playoff second season right now here.
Biggest lead for the Bulls, 25.
We all like to refer to the playoffs as the second season. Cycling with the turnaround air ball.
Grant to Paxson. It's Paxson's turn. One of the men that ate up the Lakers last year in the finals.
Paxson is an excellent jump shooter, especially when he's wide open. And Michael always seems to know where Paxson is, no matter where he is on the floor. Good pass by Steve Smith to the cutting Askins.
And the foul on Chicago.
42. See me waving my arm. I get my feet set and I'm ready for the ball. You know, because so much of the time, Michael Jordan is double teaming. John knows the right spot to be on the floor, and no matter where he is, Michael always hits him for that open jump shot.
Askins misses both free throws, but gets his own rebound, and Cycling delivers.
Power dunk that time by Ronnie.
He has 14